Welcome back, it's Doug MPA. I've done multiple videos on my channel about how more single women are buying homes and own homes than single men. Now, why is that, guys? It's because men, we wait till we're older to buy a house so we can make sure that we can afford it. And most of the time, when a guy buys a house, he's ready to settle down and put a wife and children in that house. Women, it's a completely different mindset. The average modern woman buys a house as a flex and as a reason to disqualify potential suitors. I have a house, so he better have a house too, right? And this article right here says, I'm 30 and bought my first home for $375,000 this year. I have a partner but wanted to buy it on my own. This article is exactly what I'm talking about. So we're going to get into this article. Before I do that, like the video, subscribe, drop a comment. I really appreciate it. Shows you support me and what I'm doing over here. And let's see what's going on with this girl. This girl's name is Ariel von Schurt. Right? It says, before I became a real estate agent, I thought buying a home was almost impossible, especially as a millennial. Though I've been paying down my student loan debt, I still owe about $10,000. So she's in student loan debt to be a real estate agent, and to be a realtor does not require a degree. What did she even go to school for then? She said, I also thought home prices were too expensive, and I didn't know if I had enough for a down payment. Still, I knew I wanted to build equity and create long-term wealth, and home ownership is one of the best ways to achieve that. On average, you can gain at least 3% equity each year just by owning a home. Year after year, you're building value, whereas renting doesn't contribute to your wealth at all. This year, I bought my first home in Mesa, Arizona, about 15 minutes outside Phoenix, alone. Now, guys, she says alone, but I guarantee you someone's helping her pay this rent. Because real estate agents, they don't make that much money on average. And her house was how much? It says the $365,000. There's no way she's going to be able to afford this all by herself. She either has a roommate or her boyfriend was a simp and moved into her house. It's one of the two. Because remember, guys, modern women say, oh, I can do it all by myself. I can do it alone. But rarely do they do it alone. There's always some guy somewhere helping her out. Recently, I've helped a couple of other single women buy their own homes. I guess it's becoming more of a trend. I think a lot of women think similar to me. Why wait for someone else to help you achieve your goals? You don't need a partner to buy a home. Though I have a longtime boyfriend, see guys, I told you, we're not married. And buying a house with someone I wasn't married to felt a bit scary. I was in a financial position to buy my own home and I didn't want to wait. I also knew I didn't need anyone else to make it happen. So she used to be asking herself, well, why she has a longtime boyfriend and they haven't gotten married yet. My salary ranges between $50,000 and $80,000 each year. I told you guys, real estate agents, they don't make that much money. So she made a $365,000 30-year commitment, making between $50,000 to $80,000 a year.
Jesus H. Christ.
This is modern women, guys. They go to some expensive institution to put themselves in a bunch of debt for some degree that isn't worth the paper it's printed on to get a job where they don't make a lot of money. And then they make dumb decisions like buying a house when she makes $50,000 to $80,000 a year as a real estate agent. The housing market is volatile. What happens if the housing market falls in? Then she's screwed. I was also saving up as much as I could for a home purchase. On top of my hourly pay, if I received a good commission check, like if I earned $3,000 from a sale, I would put that straight into savings. Co-signing with a partner can open up more home buying options, like affording a bigger house or more properties based on your combined income. However, there are risks, and if your partner has a lower credit score than you, it can hurt you. So there's a little bit of sense in here so far, guys. Don't buy a home with a woman that's not married to, and you ask about your significant other's credit, guys. If you get serious with a woman, you better see her credit score before you get married. Check her debt. Make sure she doesn't have $200,000 in student loans debt, or she's upside down on a house or something like that. Because I also don't think it's a good idea to commit to anything permanent with someone you're not in a permanent relationship with. It's better to have things in your own name just for the sake of security. In February, I moved out of the home I was renting my boyfriend, and another roommate. I purchased my 2,280 square foot townhome for $365,000. When I first bought it, it had 3 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, and 2 living room areas. My boyfriend and I converted the downstairs living room into a bedroom, so now it's a 4 bedroom to 3.5 bath home. Well, hopefully she can have some people move in there to help her pay the rent. I was originally going to use an FHA loan to buy my home, but at the time, the conventional loan rate had a better rate, and I only had to put down 3% for a conventional loan. I ended up with a 6.125% interest rate. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not great. As soon as rates drop, I'll refinance. I may be paying a higher rate now, maybe for a year or two, but in the grand scheme of a 30-year mortgage, it's nothing compared to paying $10,000 more over the asking price. It might sound crazy with high interest rates, but right now is one of the best times to buy a home in the Phoenix area. I got a great value for the house since the real estate market here isn't really competitive right now. I negotiated with the seller, $3,000 credit for repairs, installed a brand new AC unit. So she applied the $10,950 that would have gone to a real estate agent to other things. So with the homeowners association fee, homeowners insurance, and mortgage combined, I paid $2,800 each month for my home.
Jesus H. Christ.
That's one of her whole paychecks, guys. Right there. I guarantee it. She puts, with her utilities and bills, if she were to try to do this by herself, she'd have about 70% of her income going towards this house. So she talks about the HOA fee is $330 a month. And look at this, guys. I told you, I'm not worried about managing bills for the home because my boyfriend lives with me and we split the costs, including the mortgage. Never move in with a woman, guys, ever. Ever. Because if there's a knockdown, drag out fight, the first thing she's gonna do, even if she's wrong, is kick you out of her house. This guy's an idiot for moving in with this woman and splitting the cost. I don't think he minds because we no longer have a landlord telling us what we can't do. No, he has you telling him what he can and can't do. If the expenses ever become too much for us, I have multiple rooms and could always bring in a roommate. I don't plan to live in a townhouse forever, but for now, it was a great deal in an area I wanted to be in. I bought my home in February, and another unit in my complex is already for sale for $410,000. If it sells for that price, my home will have appreciated by about $35,000 in 1 year. In a few years, I might sell this place, or I could keep it and rent it out while buying another property. It's good that she has plans. My long-term goal is to build up a real estate portfolio and earn residual income, and I feel like I'm definitely on a path towards that. As a real estate agent, I've learned that many people initially fear buying a house until they work in the industry or gain a better understanding of how it all works. I encourage people who are thinking about buying a home to talk to a lender. A lender will break down everything for you. Going through the same process myself helped me better relate to my first-time buyer clients. Now I can honestly say I've been there too. I promise it all works out once you're on the other side. Well, congratulations to her for being 30 years old and buying a home. But once again, she said that she did it alone, guys, and she's not doing it alone. She has a boyfriend who's splitting half the bills with her. And the biggest red flags on this article is she's a real estate agent and she makes $50,000 to $80,000 a year, guys. Something tells me that the housing market is going to crash in the next year or so. We still have these crazy interest rates, and the prices of homes haven't gone down. And this is why men wait until they're 35 to buy a house, because then you're well established in your career. You're headed towards your maximum earning potential. You're usually in a long-term career option by then. She's a 30-year-old real estate agent making a $365,000 30-year commitment. And one more thing, guys. We are in the most upwardly mobile society we've ever been in. Okay? Buy a house where you're going to live long term. Okay? Because there's certain housing markets, especially in Florida with these hurricanes, where people can't offload their house. In Tampa, Pensacola, people can't sell a house if their lives depend on it. You can get stuck in a city and may have to pass on an opportunity because you can't find someone to buy your house or rent it. So just make sure to take that into consideration before you buy it, guys. Buy a house in a place where you're going to live long term. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Like the video, subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.